You're watching NBC3 Eureka, the spirit of the North Coast.
Straight ahead, a large police presence in Lolita this morning, an investigation now underway for an incident that left 3 people dead. Plus, local parents and students are taking aim at school districts in the county, calling for a return to in-person learning. Redwood News at 5 starts now.
The spirit of the North Coast. This is Redwood News at 5.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Taylor Elliott. The Humboldt County Sheriff's Office's Major Crimes Task Force is investigating an incident in Lolita that left 3 people dead. It happened this morning at a home on the 200 block of Carroll Road on the Bear River Rancheria. Initially, 2 people were confirmed dead and a 3rd victim was transported to the hospital where they later died from their injuries. There were 2 females and 1 male victim. The age of the victims, as well as the manner and cause of death, are unknown at this time. Only residents have been allowed to enter the rancheria. No suspect information is available. The investigation is ongoing. The cause of the fire that ripped through an old sawmill in Manila off State Route 255 last night hasn't been determined. However, according to the property owner, it was most likely set by transients. Annick Joseph reports.
This is what's left of the nearly 1,200 square foot former site of Sierra Pacific Industries, also known as the old Emerson Mill, now owned by Jeff Meyer.
This building was probably in the worst shape of all of them. I mean, it was 50 plus years old that I'm aware of.
Just before 6 o'clock, multiple agencies responded to this abandoned mill. Fully involved, the fire so intense could be seen for miles. Once crews arrived, they worked together to put the fire in check, which was daunting. Sharp edges from the twisted metal siding, debris, large amounts of water near an electric box is what firefighters had to contend with, ultimately containing the flames within 2 hours, according to Arcata's Battalion Chief Sean Campbell.
We have no power, no gas, so it has to be human air, and there's nobody else out here.
Myers says transients continue to come onto his private property.
I'm not going to point fingers at someone or something, but it's pretty obvious.
He was just in talks with the county,
looking at this site to get people in and out quickly for the vaccines.
The open space adjacent to the destroyed structure is where the drive-through vaccination clinic was proposed.
Hopefully this will not affect the county coming out and be able to use the site for COVID vaccines.
Campbell says there were no injuries reported. The structure sustained about $125,000 in damages. In Manila, Annick Joseph, Redwood News.
And let's now toss it over to Chief Meteorologist Dan Romano. Dan, are we going to see any rain this week?
You know, yes, that's the short answer. Today, though, we saw a good amount of sunshine. Temperatures climbed well up into the 50s, and areas down to the south, we saw high temperatures climbing into the 60s. Look at that, 64 degrees at this hour in Redway. So a little bit of a taste of spring, some lovely air out there, but we will see some lovely showers spreading across the area ahead of Valentine's Day. You can see a frontal boundary lurking off the coastline. We're seeing some high clouds streaming across the area, and during the overnight hours, those clouds will continue to thicken up, but eventually we'll see some rain impacting the north coast by tomorrow morning, and we're going to continue to deal with scattered showers through the remainder of the day and into Friday as well. But for tonight, again, we're just looking at mostly cloudy to overcast skies. Temperatures maybe a couple degrees warmer than what we saw last night due to the fact that we have the added cloud cover. Lows tonight into the upper 30s to low 40s. Again, we're going to see rain moving into the area tomorrow and scattered showers for Friday. What does that mean for Saturday and for Valentine's Day? You lovebirds out there, just hang on. We'll tell you those details coming up here in just a little bit. Back to you, Taylor.
Thanks, Dan. The Humboldt County Public Health Department confirms 16 new cases of COVID-19 today. The total case count has risen to 2,976, with health officials monitoring 154 active cases. 2 more hospitalizations were reported. 15 people are currently in the hospital with COVID-19, 4 are in the ICU. Northern California's ICU capacity is unchanged for today. 25 more recoveries were also reported, bringing that number to 2,790. And in vaccination news, prioritization has been expanded to now include all residents 70 years old and over, all emergency services workers, licensed child care providers, and all K-12 and early childhood educators and support staff. The The Humboldt County Health Department has made a push to vaccinate every resident for COVID-19, but it looks like the local Hispanic community could be falling through the cracks. Hector Mendoza has more on that story.
12% of the population in Humboldt County is Latino, but only a small percentage of that community is actually getting the coronavirus vaccine. Dr. Stephanie Dittmer, a family medicine physician in Fortuna, says that 85% of her patients are Hispanic or Latino. Dr. Dittmer says that there's a lot of misinformation that the Hispanic community receives either through social media or from friends and family, and that is a big reason why many in the Hispanic community are hesitant to get the vaccine.
Many people that have loved ones in other countries or use certain social media apps will get information from poor sources and will have lots of fears regarding things in the vaccine that aren't true. And so that to me has been one of the largest group of people about misinformation and wondering what's in it.
Dr. Dittmer says that it's very hard for many Spanish-speaking families to get accurate information, either because of a language barrier or mistrust of medical science. She says that public outreach is important to overcome the misinformation.
I think you need to meet people where they're at. I think the most effective forms of outreach are to have community activism and grassroots community organizing to make that happen.
Reporting in Humboldt County, Hector Mendoza, Redwood News.
And that's the topic of tonight's Redwood News poll question. Should Humboldt County Public Health be doing more to ensure minority communities have access to a COVID-19 vaccine? To vote, go to our website at redwoodnews.tv, click on your answer, and we'll have the results for you tonight at 11. Parents and students held a rally yesterday evening calling on school districts in Humboldt County to reopen campuses for in-person learning. Brenda Rodriguez brings us more in this report.
A group of students and parents gathered in front of the McKinleyville High School for a peaceful rally to get students back into the classrooms. One parent said it's not only her kids but other students in the district who are struggling with distance learning.
Kids are struggling. They're struggling mentally, they're struggling physically. We have kids that are depressed. We have kids that won't get out of bed. My son is one of them, so I decided that we had to do something.
Parents say there are safety precautions to take to make this the safest reopening plan with the help of the school district.
Face shields and social distancing, of course. And I think that the school can come up with a plan, and I think that's just what needs to happen is make a plan and work with it and go with it.
Students are eager and ready to be back with their teachers and peers and hope school board members jump on board with a plan to reopen.
Our board members and the community see this and know that we're out here taking a stand, and it's really important for us to go back.
We reached out to the school district for a response, and we are still waiting to hear back. Coming up next, we'll introduce you to a dog named Evie, the latest Redwood News Pet of the Week, who's looking for her forever home. We'll have more on the adorable pup right after the break. Stay with us.
If you see news happening, call the Redwood News tip line. Next, Access Hollywood.
Tonight at 7:30 on NBC3.
Well, it's Wednesday, and we all know what that means. It's time to introduce you to our Redwood News Pet of the Week, sponsored by Lisa Fryrear Insurance.
I am here at the Humboldt County Animal Shelter today with 3-year-old Evie. She weighs about 60 pounds, and we think she's a McNabb mix. She came into the shelter back in October, very pregnant. Redwood Pals Rescue got her into a foster home right away, where she had 10 beautiful puppies. She came back to the shelter in December and has been up for adoption since.
We think Evie would do well in a home with a single person, a couple, or a family with kids. She has been great with children of all ages. She wags all over when she sees children coming and has been gentle with them. She would do well in an active home as she's very fit and loves to stretch her long legs. She will happily entertain herself running around the yard with toys. She loves all sorts of toys and will definitely make you smile with her silliness. Evie knows sit, shake, and thanks to the volunteers, her leash manners are coming along quite nicely. Evie likes to go in the kiddie pool here at the shelter, and we think she would make a great adventure buddy for somebody. We think she'd also do really well as a jogging partner. If you would like more information about Evie, such as her adoption fee, call the shelter at 707-840-9132, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
When we return, Chief Meteorologist Dan Romano will be back to break down your full weather forecast and what you can expect for the rest of the week. Stay tuned. Weather's up next.
Local forecast you can count on. Tune in to Redwood News at 5, 6, and 11.
Do you have a mentor? Do you want one? It could start as simply as asking someone you respect to share a cup of coffee. You never know where a new relationship can take you and your career. The more you see her, the more you know.
And we're back, my friends, on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. We're going to start things off by going on a little bit of a trip. Well, a little bit more than just a little bit of a trip. We are headed all the way on the other side of the globe because there was a large quake that occurred early this morning. Locally, our time, we have a 7.7 magnitude quake that occurred at 5:13 our time. And since then, we've seen 6 aftershocks of at least 6.0 magnitude or greater. And this is in the Loyalty Islands, which is roughly 1,000 miles north of New Zealand. This is the east coast of Australia right here, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, and Tasmania down there, Hobart. So that gives you just how an idea of how far away that is from us. But there were concerns that this massive quake and the aftershocks afterward could have created a tsunami. Fortunately, we didn't have to worry about that as the morning progressed, but there were some concerns that we would see a tsunami roll across the Pacific Ocean because 7.7 is a very, very large quake, larger than anything we've seen in our lifetime here along the North Coast. But taking a look at infrared satellite and radar imagery locally, here's the next storm system, frontal boundary gaining some strength. The area of low pressure, the parent low, is going to slide up to the north, but we're getting to this piece of energy is going to slide on through the area, and that's going to create some rain as we work our way through the next 24 hours. So tonight, relatively quiet, but by tomorrow morning's commute, anything but. That being said, we're looking at just light rain, maybe some moderate rain from time to time, but in general, this storm system is going to create some beneficial rainfall and a lot of green, yes, some yellow on the map, but we don't see a lot of blue and we don't see a lot of magenta. And that means that this is primarily a rain event. Snow levels are going to be pretty high, 5,500, perhaps 6,000 feet with this storm system. As we work our way through tomorrow afternoon and into the evening hours, we'll transition over to scattered showers. They'll linger through Thursday night into early Friday morning, and a lot of the moisture that you see on the coast there on Friday is going to be drizzle and mist. Then we'll start to see light rain moving back across the area late Friday evening into early Saturday. That's associated with a warm front, and I'm going to talk more about that in a couple minutes. But first and foremost, rainfall totals. This forecast model a little bit more impressive than what we saw 24 hours ago. That being said, we're also throwing in the scattered showers that we expect to see on Friday. So by the time we wrap up the work week, I would suspect that many locations across the North Coast will see anywhere between 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches of rain. Pretty much what we expected. The only difference is a little bit higher totals because we're throwing Friday's totals on top of that. Now, you notice around Eureka and Fortuna, lesser rainfall totals. That's due to the ever popular rain shadow that we expect will occur from time to time. And that's because we are going to see strong southerly winds ahead of that frontal boundary. We don't have any concerns about creating widespread damage, but those winds will be noticeable through the early parts of the day out of the south, anywhere between 15 to 20 miles per hour. Those downsloping winds around Humboldt Bay tend to eat away at that rain, so that's why we'll see lesser totals in that area. But those winds will shift to out of the west, becoming a little bit more lighter. So overall, as we work our way through Friday, the winds aren't nearly going to be as much of an issue as they will be tomorrow. That being said, wave height's 4 feet right now. Tomorrow, we're going to start to see those swells increasing, especially out of the south. 5 feet every 5 seconds. The winds are going to be a big story tomorrow, and that's why we have the ever-popular small craft advisory. Fortunately, it's a narrow window, only 6 hours long as of right now, from noon to 6 o'clock tomorrow. Tonight, nice increasing clouds, comfortable night, 42 degrees. Winds will be rather light as well. Then for tomorrow, a wet Thursday, to say the least. High temperatures, mid to upper 50s around Humboldt Bay with that downsloping wind. Away from the coast, we'll see high temperatures into the mid 50s at best. Overcast skies, plenty of wet weather. That'll keep us a little bit cooler. As far as the rain chances go this weekend, there's the storm system. That's going to bring rain to the area. Much of that will fall early on Saturday. For Sunday itself, here comes the next storm system. Now, the bulk of the rain will stay to the north, but there is a possibility of a few late-day showers, and they're going to hang around as we work our way into Monday. So as we take a look at the 7-day forecast sponsored by Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, plenty of rain tomorrow, scattered showers on Friday, more rain on Saturday, and just a few afternoon showers possible for Valentine's Day loves out there. Monday, a little bit more rain. Tuesday and Wednesday were dry with high temperatures into the low to mid 50s. Away from the coast, again, a little bit of rain for Valentine's Day, not all that bad. Snow levels, though, pretty high, so we're not dealing with any wintry weather. And then once we get rid of this active weather pattern by the beginning of next week, the rest of the work week looking pretty good. Things could change, but right now we'll take Tuesday and Wednesday pretty nice with highs into the mid 50s. Stay tuned. More news and sports coming up right after the break.
Well, let me tell you what's going on. This is an idea that you're going to say, why didn't I think of that? This is the touchscreen purse, and right now we're all trying to be as clean as possible, simplify our lives as much as possible, be as organized as much as possible, really be aware of our surroundings. You know how that goes? This is such a fabulous idea because when I leave the house, I have to have my phone. Now, oh my gosh, I need my hands. Do I put my phone down? No, now I have it. This touchscreen purse has a great place to put my phone in the back, but here's the unbelievable part. This really works. Oh my gosh, I love it. It works with all different sizes of phones, and the phone can be in the case, and you have space for keys and readers and lip gloss and whatever you want to have in there, which I have all my stuff in there, so it's all good to go. I'm not the only one who thinks it's a great idea. Laura Grenier from Shark Tank, who is a sweetheart, by the way, thinks it's a great idea as well. We have different patterns and different colors, so you can definitely have them to match different outfits. But now when you leave the house, you're not going to have to go, oh no, I don't want to put my phone down on the table and walk away. Oh no, I have too many things in my hand, right? How easy and streamlined and efficient is your life? Voila! Crossbody, RFID protection, adjustable, all the technology you want, and it's going to work with any of the phones that you use. By the way, it's also 20% off on localsteals.com.
For more local news, visit our website at redwoodnews.tv.
Welcome to sports. I'm Maxwell Glenn. The NBA has released a statement that clarifies its policy regarding the playing of the national anthem. The statement reads as follows. With NBA teams now in the process of welcoming fans back into their arenas, all teams will play the national anthem in keeping with long-standing league policy. The statement is in response to the Dallas Mavericks not playing the national anthem before their home games this season, which was first reported by The Athletic. Mavericks owner Mark Cuban released a statement this afternoon that says, in part, we respect and always have respected the passion people have for the anthem in our country, but we also loudly hear the voices of those who feel that the anthem does not represent them. We feel that their voices need to be respected and heard because they have not been. In an interview with The Athletic, Cuban did say they will resume playing the anthem tonight when the Mavericks host the Atlanta Hawks. And the new NASCAR season shook the rust off last night with the clash at Daytona. Kyle Busch sneaked by a crash on the last lap to take the checkered flag. Today, the Cup Series took to the big track to get in some practice laps before tonight's qualifying runs. Last night's race was an invitation-only field of 21 drivers. Twice that will be roaring around the track in the 500 on Sunday. One of those drivers to watch is Chase Elliott in the number 9 car. He's the defending Cup Series champion and was voted NASCAR's most popular driver for the 3rd straight year. Another car to watch, the red and black number 23, that's Bubba Wallace driving for the new team. That's owned by Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan. And don't forget about Kyle Busch in the number 18 M&M's car. He won the clash last night and wants to turn that into some sort of early momentum. And yes, that's Richard Petty in his customary cowboy hat offering some advice. It must be getting serious if the king is out there. Daytona qualifying starts tonight and the 2 qualifying races are set for Thursday evening ahead of Sunday's race. And last night, the Sharks were in yet another shootout, providing us with some more highlights. Tied after 2 and no resolution in regulation or overtime, Logan Couture is the first to score. He strikes first, but it was Martin Jones who had the play of the game. Gabriel Velarde attempts to reciprocate, but Martin Jones says no. It's about as close as you can get. Jones extends his left leg, denying Velarde with the ridiculous save. Check out that replay as the puck strikes his skate. Aerial replay would show the puck never crossed. An incredible effort that sends the Sharks home with the W. Final score 4-3 San Jose. And Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans got a chance to celebrate with the team today. The Bucs put on a boat parade with the faithful allowed to be a part of the off-field action. Hundreds of boats ranging in size from paddleboards to ridiculous yachts joined in on a beautiful 80-degree day. People lined the river to see their team celebrate the win over the Chiefs in Sunday's Super Bowl. There was no official celebration at the stadium, however. That's because so many players and staff members were anxious to get moving with their postseason plans. And that is your look at sports. We'll have more news after the break.
Follow us online for updates on local news, weather, and sports.
Before we go, if a diamond is forever, then what's a meteorite? While they may not be symbols of love, these space rocks hold a special place in some collectors' hearts. Auction house Christie's will be selling 75 of these alien stones in an online auction. Some of them come from the moon, some are from Mars, and others from some meteorite showers. While some of the specimens are expected to fetch prices up to $80,000, there is some more modestly priced interplanetary rubble. Bidding for some pieces starts at just $250. The auction is underway now on the Christie's website.
I wonder what the $250 rock looks like.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see the comparison between the $250 one and then the $80,000 one.
Still a rock.
Very, very true. Well, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you back here at the top of the hour. Have a good one.
You rock.